is Optimus Prime. And here is an awesome video review from Jesse. Now watch as he lights our darkest hour.
Welcome to another Transformers Generations Combiner Wars review. This time we're looking at the Generation 1 version of Megatron. This is an awesome figure. I debated for a while whether or not to get the G1 or the more recent Armada incarnation of Megatron. And while I do think I might get the Armada Megatron sometime in the future, I'm glad that I decided to make this my first Generations Megatron. And this guy is awesome. His paint job is spectacular. That's like, it's all silver. It's all painted silver. There's no a little bit right here, but it doesn't look bad. A little bit of the just molded gray plastic is right here. He's got a lot of red on him too, which is also kind of G1 accurate because the G1 Megatron also had a lot of red bits and pieces on him. He has a purple Decepticon symbol right here, which is pretty neat. His missile fires from the turret here, and it collapses into the tank right here. So it looks nubby, but this is mainly for the tank mode, and it retracts for the robot mode later on. You can store the gun here as like an extra manned gun for a tank, which actually doesn't look too bad. You can put it here, or on this side, or you can move it back a little bit like this. Can you use the screw holes? The screw holes are a little bit too tight. Yeah, still really awesome. It has a couple of these Minicon or Micron ports that are mainly used for the Armada version of this. So it's a little bit unsightly on the G1 version, but it still gets the job done. One amazing fact I love about this guy. Look at his wheels. Yeah, let's see how well this goes. But yeah, you can see he has rubber moving treads. How awesome is that? Completely unneeded, but I guess they loved making this figure so much that all they really absolutely needed to have was wheels here, but they went the extra step to have rubber tank treads, and that's really awesome. Nothing else really to talk about with this tank mode. He is a little bit smaller. These Generations Leader class figures are a little bit on the smaller side, which I don't mind. It's still a great figure. No electronics, no lights, but I'm not a huge fan of lights and sound gimmicks on Leader class toys either way, because they usually kind of take away from the transformation themselves. And the tank turret itself does rotate around, but it cannot go up and down. It's kind of stuck in that position. Oh, and I actually forgot to lift this piece up when I was turning him into tank mode. Now, sorry about that. Yeah, that goes to the back there. My mistake. So here he is, badass tank mode. Love the look of him. And the gun storage on top, doesn't look bad either way because it makes sense. Okay, and it can separate into a smaller gun here. We can put this gun here, we can put this gun here, and that looks pretty badass too. Pretty sweet. Alright. Tank mode is awesome. We're never going to see a G1 accurate Megatron gun in America. Never going to happen ever again. So this is... I never cared for the classics Megatron gun. I thought that was really silly. And having a good, up-to-date, modern G1 Megatron in this form is just awesome. Yeah. Now on to the transform. Transforming this guy is not a difficult affair at all. He's pretty simple, but as many people have said, simplicity is not necessarily a bad thing as long as it's done well. In this case, it's done very well. But like with the new RID toys, they're simplified but they're junk. In my opinion, that's why I'm staying far away from that line. Alright, first things first, let's see. We're going to go to the bottom here and disconnect the front tank treads, and these will slide down. And that was a loud ass dump truck outside. And they'll slide down and collapse together like this. And then you take the rear treads, fold them down. There's a lot of noise outside, I apologize. And fold the feet down like so. Separate the arms like this and go ahead and collapse this tank gun around and turn it around like so. And then we'll do one little bit that I find really cool that I just noticed right before I was setting up for this review is that it has this orb right here, which looks like it could be a spark chamber. And whether or not that's intentional or not, I'm not sure, but for now on, to me, that's his spark chamber, and that the fact that his chest can open up to reveal such a thing is really cool. Going to bring up this waist piece like so, go up to the chest and collapse it in, move his head down a little bit, go to his arms, bring up this piece up, and do it on this side is a little bit tricky because of the gun, his cannon, his fusion cannon, but it's not impossible because it's just kind of awkward. There we go. And here is Megatron and Robot. A while back ago, I did a top 5 favorite or best Megatron figures in my opinion. If I were to redo that list now, this would be either number 1 or number 2 because that animated Leader Class Megatron is amazing. And this is equally just as amazing. We get so much of that nice silver paint all over the figure, but you know, those same pieces that were in tank mode are still gray. Get some blue and gold and orange in his chest, some more purple. I see a red in his shoulders, and just an amazing looking figure. And this is in the Japanese Legends line. This is being kind of played off as a masterpiece Megatron almost, and it's pretty accurate. It's just about as tall as MP10, maybe just a tad bit shorter. But there's a new set coming from DX9 that's going to give him a shoulder cannon right here, a muzzle for his fusion cannon, and some foot extensions to make him a little bit taller. And you know, now having this figure, I'm really heavily considering getting that set just to make him even more awesome. As far as articulation goes, let's get him in focus again. He does have almost like a masterpiece style neck joint. Like he has a little physical neck there, and it goes up and down, not a ball joint. Nice ratcheting shoulders here. That has a really cool but kind of exposed shoulder joint here. You know, same side here is got a nice ratcheting elbow joint here. His wrists do move. His fingers, however, are not articulated, which is an awful shame because if this thing had articulated fingers, it would just be one of the best figures of all time. As far as his waist goes, he does not rotate. Oh wait, he does rotate at the waist. I didn't know that. Okay, it's just really stiff. He has really heavy ratcheting hips here. More heavy ratcheting in the knees. And just a tiny bit of wiggle in the foot. I'm sure this is not intentional, but it can go up and back. And you do have a lot of play options with the gun. You can, have it like this, which I kind of like. You can have it straight over his arm, like so. You can turn it around. So there's a lot of options here. And, oh, I thought he was going to fall over for a second. You can take his gun here, put it in either of his hands. Like so. Yeah, you can take it apart if you wanted to, but having him holding this little dinky thing is just unnecessary. So it looks better with him holding this large gun. And head sculpt is it's Megatron. It's really awesome. One thing I'm not digging though is that this one does have light piping again. It's got that big red plastic piece on top, and unless it's lighting up, it just looks like he's dead. I hate light piping. I thought they were going to stick to painted eyes for these Combiner Wars figures, but this is not the case. And I think painted red eyes would have given this guy a lot more character. But that's really my only major gripe about the guy. Other than that, he is damn near perfect. Now the question is, should you get this one or the Armada Megatron? I personally think that the Armada Megatron is going to be easier to find, and if you really don't care about having a G1 Megatron, then I would say get the Armada one. But seeing that one in person, the head looks really tiny and awkward, and the green just does not stand a chance to this really nice silver paint job. And for all reasons, it's just a much superior looking figure. Yeah, maybe the Armada one has a little bit more play value with the Micron ports, and you could still attach minicons to this guy, but it just doesn't fit the character at all. And having just a much better version of G1 Megatron than the very first Classics version is really nice. So in my honest opinion, getting this G1 Megatron is the better buy instead of Armada Megatron. It's really, I think it blows it out of the water. I still might get the Armada Megatron sometime down the road, but as of right now, I don't really have any desire to, because this is such a superior figure in my opinion. Alright guys, you can pick up this and or the Armada Megatron at bigbadtoystore.com. You can follow me at Twitch at twitch.tv/ssj_, You can follow me at Twitter at twitter.com/ssjautobot. You can Instagram me too, ssjautobot. And you can follow me at Twitch at twitch.tv/ssj_Autobot. And I'll catch you next time.